But let's just touch on the whole Choi, Ronzi, Contreras, the WBC and such. Right. It came out, or Ronzi was last. It came out that Choi really, really wanted to participate. Pirates came out and said, sorry, it's not going to happen. And then he came out again and said like he was disappointed. Now, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. It's not as if he like super vocal and like this is terrible and screw you Pirates. Like it just like, I'm disappointed. I wanted to play and I get that. So, but then on the other hand, it was just like a few days afterwards, Ronzi gets announced to the Dominican team. So he will pitch for them this year. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's definitely two situations to this, obviously. Let's talk about the Troy one just briefly. What are your thoughts and opinions on the whole situation?
Tyler, you go first.
All right. I'm sure you have a lot of opinions on it, Jim. It's just kind of a sucky situation in general. I don't really think anyone's in the wrong here. Choi wants to play in the World Baseball Classic. The Pirates have concerns with his medical. They'd prefer to have him. They're paying him money to play for the Pirates. They don't care about the World Baseball Classic. It sucks, but that's just the way it kind of has to be. And to be honest, like I don't really want any of my players playing in the World Baseball Classic. I think the World Baseball Classic is kind of a waste of time. I'd rather just keep him healthy.
Tyler just doesn't like fun. I think he's anti-fun. No, but
we know that.
So I mean, he had his surgery in November. I think this is kind of a much to do about nothing. Choi obviously is frustrated because he wanted to play, but the Pirates also are kind of well within their rights to be like, hey, you know what, you just had surgery. We don't want you playing games where you're not under like our supervision, right? So I get both sides. It kind of sucks for Choi. It also sucks that the Pirates and Choi have not reached an agreement yet, and they're going to arbitration. It seems like so. That's another piece of this that Choi probably isn't super thrilled about. But yeah, it's just erring on the side of caution. I don't blame the Pirates for their decision. I don't blame Choi for being upset. Just is what it is.
And like what gets me too is I mean a lot of people are very vocal about it when you look on Twitter and such, fans that here we go, the Pirates again, like how dare them not do this with Choi, the player centric. And trust me, like we've been all about the player centric culture and how it's in like the complete opposite direction. But I think what we all agree on here is this really isn't one of those cases. You can make that argument for a lot of things. This one, I'm not really pushing for. Like for one, we don't know the medicals. Obviously, the Pirates are saying no. Maybe there's something that they're not good with it, And like you said, like it's one thing if you're playing in spring training, you're playing for our team, but now you're playing for another team. And I know how, like Tyler says, like it's dumb. And trust me, like you can have that opinion. I'm not going to disagree with anyone. Like when it comes to baseball, and I hate to use this word, but like you're my property. Like Troy is the property of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he's their employee. I pay you to play baseball for me. Going to the WBC is kind of like, I understand like how monumental it could be, like you're playing for your country, but I'm not going to do that and like let you get injured as you're coming off of elbow surgery. And now it's for what? Now I lost you. And like Jim said, we haven't gone to arbitration yet. Like you're going to get injured and I got to now pay you for the rest of the year while you're injured. So it's like, I think it's not that big of an issue either. It's just like Tyler said, it's kind of just a sucky situation. I would understand, like, I want to play. As any athlete, I think any athlete always is going to say they're ready to play before they actually truly are. And the Pirates are like, no. And to me, again, too, I think that might speak a little more to the medicals that we don't know of. So whatever.
I think there is something interesting here that maybe I'm just thinking a little too deep about it. Choi kind of has an insurance policy against him now. He's not as important to the Pirates as maybe he was when they first acquired him with McCutchen and Santana. McCutchen can probably DH most of the time. So he's not as important as he was. So I wonder if there is something more concerning with those medicals, especially with going to arbitration, which they probably would have done anyhow. This whole thing, maybe I'm reading too deep into it, but maybe something to keep an eye on.
And by all accounts, I think he's fine. Like, and he's progressing as he should. He was taking batting practice just the other day. I mean, I think by all accounts he's fine. So I wouldn't read too much into it, other than the Pirates just want to be cautious, and when he's playing, they want him to be playing for the Pirates and not South Korea.
Now, I'll put it this way, like what you said, it's not that I'm going to read too deep in it and say, like, this is, again, like, everything about the situation, none of us know about. And again, that's why I'm okay with it, because the ones that do know feel it's in their best interest not to have him play. But I do wonder, if maybe he is delayed. I mean, Jim, like you said, he's batting now, but he's just batting now. My guy's coming after surgery, and he's now just getting into the live batting cages. I'm probably not too thrilled and saying, "Oh yeah, well, you're good to go play. Go ahead and go do it." Like, if you're just doing it. Now, what I'll say this, like, talk about precedent. So it was Bregman who had the same surgery, I think, and he had it in January. This might have been in 2018, I think it was. And he was ready for spring. So, like, the time frame says Choi probably should be ready. But again, Bregman was playing for the Astros and under their supervision and such. So I don't know. Again, like I said, with all that, it makes me wonder if he's maybe a little slow in healing or such. But I think what's going to ultimately answer this is spring training. Like, I think we'll find out. I mean, if there's any delay or they're like cautiously slowing him into it, then that might tell us, you know what, they probably were on the right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I bet he's fine. It's just it's one of those situations. Just is what it is. Choi's not happy. I wouldn't be either, but Pirates probably made the right call.
Can we also put it this way too? The whole Choi's not happy. Jimmy, I know, again, you're the king of hyperbole, but like, I've seen this take on Twitter over and over again. Oh, great. Now Choi's not happy, so he's not going to play the whole season. He's going to have this gripe on the list, and like, he thinks the Pirates are trash, so he's going to be like, this terrible teammate. Like, it's not that serious either on that end. Like, he's disappointed, but I guarantee you there's not going to be any difference in his play, any difference in mentality towards the Pirates or anything. It's not that deep.
No, and I mean, he's also, like, he's going to be making over $5 million this year. So he probably wants to do that next year too. If he just stops playing, like, no one's going to pay him next season. So yeah, no, I don't think this has any effect on Choi's output for the 2023 season. None whatsoever.
There you go.
That's a silly thing to
But
imagine.
if he struggles, those takes are going to be fuego.
Well, then I'm calling everyone who has that take right now a dummy. You're a dummy. You're an idiot. That's your pre-warning, you dum-dums.